Hello friends, today I am teach about asynchronous serial transmission. The transmission of data between two units is serial or parallel. In parallel data transmission, n bit in the range, message must be transmitted through n separated conductor path. In serial transmission, each bit in the message is sent in sequence once at a time. Parallel transmission is faster, but it requires many wires. It is used to short distances and where speed is important. Serial transmission is slower but is less expensive. In asynchronous serial transmission, each bit of message is sent a sequence at a time and binary information is transferred only when it is available. When there is no information to be transferred, line remains idle. In this technique, each character consists of 3 points. First is start bit, second is character bit, and the third is stop bit. What is start bit? First bit called start bit. It is always 0 and used to indicate the beginning character. Second is stop bit. Last bit called stop bit is always 1 and used to indicate end of character. Stop bit is always in the 1 state and frame the end of the character to signify the ideal or wait state. The third one is character bit. Bits in between the start bit and the stop bits are known as character bits. The character bits always follow the start bits. Serial transmission of asynchronous is done by two ways. Asynchronous communication interface. First is asynchronous communication interface and the second is FIFO buffer. It means first in, first out buffer. Asynchronous communication interface. It works as both a receiver and a transmitter. Its operation is initiated by CPU by sending a byte to the control register. The transmitter register accepts a data byte from CPU through the data bus and transfer to a shift register for serial transmission. The received portion receives information into another shift register, and when a complete data byte is received, it is transferred to received register. CPU can select the receiver registers to read the byte through the data bus. Data in the status register is used to input and output flags. Second is first in, first out buffer, FIFO buffer. A first in, first out buffer is a memory unit that stores information in such a manner that the first item is in the item first out. That the first item is in the first out. A FIFO buffer comes with separated input and output terminals. The important feature of this buffer is that it can input data and output data at two different rates. When placed between two units, the FIFO can accept data from the source unit of one rate of transfer and deliver the data to the destination unit at the another rate. If the source is faster than the destination, the FIFO is useful for source data arrive in burst that fills out the buffer. FIFO is useful to some applications when data is transferred asynchronously. The next topic is modes of data transfer. Transfer of data is required between CPU and peripheral or memory or sometimes between any two devices or units of the computer system. To transfer a data from one unit to another, one should be sure that both units have proper connection, and at the time of data transfer with receiving unit is not busy. This data transfer with the computer is internal operation. All the internal operations in a digital system are synchronized by means of clock pulses supplied by a common clock pulse generator. The data transfer can be, that we all know, first is synchronous data transmission and the second is asynchronous data transfer. When both the transmitting and receiving units use same clock pulse, then such a data transfer is called synchronous process. On the other hand, if there is not concept of clock pulses and the sender operates the different moments than the receiver, then such a data transfer is called asynchronous data transfer. The data transfer can be handled by various modes. Some of the modes use CPU as an intermediate path. Other transfer the data directly to and from the memory unit, and this can be handled by three following steps or three following ways. First, programmed I/O, it means programmed input output. Then interrupt initiated input output. The third is DMA or direct memory access. We saw programmed input output mode. In this mode of data transfer, the operations are the result in I/O instruction, which is a part of computer program. Each data transfer is initiated by a instruction in the program. Normally, the transfer is from a CPU register to peripheral device or vice versa. Once the data is initiated, the CPU starts monitoring the interface to see when next transfer can mode. The instruction of the program keep close tabs or everything that takes place in the interface unit and the I/O device. Please see the diagram. Data transfer from input output device to CPU. The data transfer of data requires three instructions. This transfer of data requires three instructions. First instruction, read the status register. Read the status register. Second, check the status of the flag bit and branch to step 1 if not set, or to step 3 if set. Step 3 if set. Read the data structure. Read the data register. First is read the status register. Second, check the status of the flag bit and branch to step 1 if not set, or to step 3 if set. If set, to step 3. Third step, read the data register. In this technique, CPU is responsible for executing data from the memory for output and storing data in memory for executing of program input output as shown in flow chart. Please see the flow chart. Please see the flow chart. CPU issues the read or write command to input output module. Then input output module informs about its status of CPU. Then the status. When ready, CPU reads words from input output modules and write it to memory, or CPU reads word from memory and writes it to input output module. Then execute next instruction. Okay. Then drawback of the program input output. what are the drawback of program input output? The main drawback of the program initiated input output was that the CPU has to monitor the units all the times when the program is executing. Thus the CPU stays in a program loop until the input output units indicates that it is ready for data transfer. This is a time consuming process and the CPU time is wasted a lot in keeping an eye to the executing of program. To remove this problem, an interrupt facility and special command are used. After this, I explain about DMA or direct memory access in next lecture video. Thank you.